Let me know when you're in, bro.
I'm in.
All right. Continue. You see all this shit? There you are. Alright, so I'll start by showing you everything I got. First of all, this Godzilla. And then Mothra. I love Mothra, dude. She's a beautiful kaiju. Yeah, this is my favorite though, King Ghidorah. It's the best one I got, or the best one in my opinion. However, they do have, I don't know how much you know about Godzilla, but, oh shit, I need to fix my, hold on, I need to fix something. My camera's not set for this kind of game. Camera, no, not stop broadcasting. Advanced settings, camera video settings. Okay, I want in the lower right. Size. Large. Whoa, that's huge. Wide. Alright, background. No. No. Where is oh, good transparency. There, how's that look?
I still select the descriptor.
All good now, yeah?
Yeah, our chat is way faster than the last year.
Yeah, I figured. Well, that's alright. Because, well, yeah. True. Well, just comment as best you can then. Because, I mean, like I said, it's just for fun and shits and giggles anyway.
Yeah.
Hold up. Gotta call someone, let them know the stream's on. He's like, let me know when you get the next one going. Or don't answer. See, I wish I could freaking see, because up in the, I don't know if you see it on my screen, but every single time I come back from, like, going to the broadcast thing and then coming back to this screen, it shows me how many people are watching. I don't know if you see that or not, but right now it says 1.
Yeah.
So I
see that.
I just keep trying to check on it, trying to see if, because I'm trying to get another person to join, so I'm just waiting for them to get on. Let's go to God Destruction mode. He'll be on, I'm sure. Alright, let's do... What am I? Burning Godzilla? No. Let's do it as a kaiju I can actually do it with. Ah! Silver Star for King Ghidorah. I kick ass. But only with him. I can't do it without him. Like, literally or anything. The whole main thing with this game is that it sucks. It just sucks. Now, the only reason I say that is because of how slow, first of all, you move. Okay? There's no running. It's just this is all you do is this. Okay? Yeah. You can fly if you are that kind of monster. You got a simple a specific set of moves that you can only use. Like, if by chance I wanted to use my power attack, that'd be triangle. So this is all I get for the triangle move. That's it. That's it. The square, however, gives you that, and that. And that's about it. However, apparently, if you roar... Oh, well, there's another monster. Fucking the smog monster. If you hit L1 and R1 together, do this scream thing. And then you can hit triangle, I believe it's triangle, no? Yeah. Hit square, no. It's only if I hit circle. So this literally gives you a different set of moves when you do this, but it's only in retaliation for when the monster attacks you. Yep, just get that one eyeball. But there's one thing I can say. This game is incredibly awesome for the graphics, and I mean, the gameplay is rough. It's really, really rough. Because not only do you have to defeat this fucking monster, but you have to go over here. I'm just gonna fly there. See this thing, this tower thing, this is a generator. I have to destroy that generator in order to move on. Like, it's not like, hey, go fight these monsters and keep going. No. It's, hey, destroy this thing first and then kill the monster, otherwise you're gonna lose. Or the other way around, where it's like, you only have this amount of time to destroy the generators and kill the monster. Like I said, I'm disappointed in it. I really am. This is not what I was expecting from a Godzilla game. But again, for what they've really shown in the past, being a fighter game and changing it up to something that's kind of like, you know, kind of more or less skill based, it blows my mind, because I don't understand why, if you want it, why you'd ruin a good thing. Why would you want to take a monster game that was meant for just seriously just fighting monsters and have to destroy generators and shit? They had mini games, I mean, at least in Godzilla Save the Earth, and even Melee. They had bonus rounds, but they didn't have anything that was so specific that you had to do it, like a mission. Yeah. I mean, and as you destroy things, too, on the bottom left corner there, you see height, right? 52.72 meters. Well, it's strictly because of... It's so you know pretty much how big you are compared to the monster that you're fighting. Destroya is 90 meters. 90. And I'm a three-headed dragon right now. And this thing, technically speaking, is the same size as Destroya. In order to continuously get more height, get more mass, or even just more power to your player, you have to destroy everything in the map.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I mean, look at they set it up like it's a freaking a tournament. Like, what the fuck? However, yeah, it is. But I just wanted to show you that so you have an idea of what that's what the main gameplay is. All right. And then you got King of Kaiju mode. This mode. This is where they tried to bring in the classic Godzilla type thing. This time I'll be I'll be Mecha King Ghidorah. Change it up a little bit. The thing is that you get 5 or 7. Wow, see what I mean by the graphics though? Like, everything like looks freaking awesome. And then you can't even use your breath right away. Like, that little... You see the gauge that says empty right there? I don't know if you saw that or not. Above the radar on my left-hand side, there's a temperature gauge. And you're limited to how much you can do with that. Like, okay, I'm gonna roar right now, and then I'm gonna use my retaliation. And so it's gone, and then I gotta wait for that thing to fucking recharge. And the camera modes are, the camera sucks. You freaking, and you can't walk with just a joystick. You have to use the left. You have to use L1 and R1 to do this, just to move in different direction. And Batra's a bitch in this game. I don't know why they made him so overpowered. He's a freaking larva and he's trying to kick my ass. His final form, he sucks even more, dude. Fucking, when he becomes the actual, like, evil version of Mothra, he can just keep whacking you with all 6 of his legs and just keep hitting you, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing. And then when you try to be him, and you try to do what he's doing, you end up dying more often than not.
Right.
But like I said, this is like them trying to bring back the classic Godzilla, where you just fight the monster over and over again. Or monsters, I should say. With no other, ooh, that was a good move. How you like that? Oh, how you like this? Oh, take it. Fly up, whack him with my tail, dive bomb him. Again, it's the same moves over and over again. This is kind of why, like, it gets boring after a while. Like, I mean, I'm kind of bored just playing it right now, but I want something to comment over. Thing is that, with this game, I understand what they were going for. I get what they were trying to do. They were like, look, we got a PS4, and we need to throw some realism into these games. And I'm just very disappointed with the way it came out. I love the graphics, I love the way it looks, but the gameplay itself just does not equal what it should be. But you know, but what are your thoughts on this? Yeah. I mean, they don't even have beam lock anymore, which is like, you know, me using my electricity versus this guy's laser eyes, and they would lock, and then you had to hit different buttons in order to freaking beat the other one out.
Yeah.
And they don't even let that happen anymore. It's like they took, it's not like they sucked the fun out of it, but they pretty much did.
Right.
How many people do I have watching now? 3. Oh, 3 people are watching. Cool. For the new viewer that has just joined, if you want to leave a comment, you are more than welcome to. I will be hearing it in... I have it set so I can hear your comment through... Sounds like Siri's voice. And with me I have...
It is Siri's voice.
Yes. And with me I have Calvary today to aid me in commentary as he sees fit. This guy. Yeah, they can hear you. Yeah, I have it set to prioritize, not prioritize. I have it set to where chat the party chat can be heard by everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, what? Yeah, so just say whatever comes to your mind, dude. Anything you want to say, just go for it. It's all good. This is Rodan. He's a pterodactyl. Mutated pterodactyl, and he has this in the movie Rodan, if I'm not mistaken, there's a girl with a pendant, and wow, that was actually easier than I thought. There's a girl with this pendant, and whenever Rodan hears her thoughts or something to that effect, like the pendant will glow. and if he's nearby, it'll glow even more. And then, like, she had, like, a connection with him, like, if he died or something would happen to her or something. It was really weird. But if by chance I'm wrong, and that's not that movie, then I don't know if you've ever heard of Gamera, but he's a giant turtle with jets for, he's a giant flying turtle, dude.
Okay.
And he's fucking, he had this enemy that looked like Rodan, but wasn't Rodan. What was the name of Gamera's enemy? Yeah. The bird thing?
Rodan.
Mothra.
No, not Mothra.
It's the only ones I know of.
I have to look it up. Rodan. In Godzilla Final Wars, which is the latest Japanese edition of Godzilla, wait, didn't I just fight you? What the? Oh, you're the upgraded version. In one movie, the latest Japanese version, 2004, Final Wars, Rodan had a very small part in that movie. And it was where he would be in he flew into New York, he's standing on top of a building, and then he just flies around, and he's so fast or whatever, or so big, I guess, that he is able to fly by a building, and the whole building just, like, the sheer force of his wind just breaks glass and destroys buildings. Yeah. And then you got this guy, I mean, Mecha King Ghidorah came from the Heisei series, if I'm not mistaken. No, not no, I think it was Heisei. And what happened was Godzilla fought King Ghidorah when he was, you know, just a three-headed dragon. King Ghidorah ended up losing, and Godzilla did one of his atomic breath beams and totally knocked off his middle head. And it just, like, flew off into the distance. So then, later on, in 1999 or 97, between 97 and 99, they made another movie as a sequel, and what they did was they took apart Mechagodzilla pieces of... No, sorry. They took the bones or whatever, and they gave Mecha King Ghidorah this whole suit, as you can see here. And in order to control him, though, the little orb in the center there, you see the orb there? Yeah, that's where someone, a girl, it was a girl pilot. She would be in there controlling him. And then later on, it turned out that, you know, of course, Godzilla beat Mecha King Ghidorah, which actually was this one right here. This Godzilla was the one he versed. In both in the first one where he had all three heads and it wasn't biomechanical, and then when he was biomechanical. And after Mecha King Ghidorah lost, they ended up taking his head, the metal head there, and putting it on another Mechagodzilla, which is Super Mechagodzilla, which I can show you once I'm done kicking this guy's ass. And Mechagodzilla has had, if I'm not mistaken, between 1, 2, 3, 4, he's had 5 transformations himself. And the first one was back in 1973 or 75, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And the aliens that made him were apes. Like, I don't know why, but they were monkeys. And, yeah. And that was one of my favorite ones, though. That was actually one of the first Godzilla movies I had seen. Because one day, you know, my dad's watching, you know, TV, and it turns out to be a Godzilla movie. And when the Mechagodzilla roared, it didn't sound like Godzilla at all. I had no clue what the hell was happening, because from what I understood about Godzilla and Anguirus, which is that armadillo bastard, they were buddies. and oh my god, there's 2014 Godzilla. They were buddies. So when I heard Godzilla's roar, which was Mechagodzilla's roar, being like a whispering, like, demented Godzilla, I was very, like, confused. And he started fighting Anguirus and literally ripped apart Anguirus' jaw. And there was, like, you know, blood, of course, because it's a monster movie. But yeah, he, like, literally he ripped open Anguirus' jaw. And I was, like, astonished. I was like, that's not Godzilla. That can't be. And later on, that movie, like about maybe 10-20 minutes later, shows Mechagodzilla rampaging through a nuclear plant, and you don't even know it's not Godzilla yet until as he starts ripping through all that stuff, the skin they put on the mechanical monster started peeling off or whatever, and then you saw like, you know, that's obviously not Godzilla. And then later on in that movie, he ends up, you know, losing to Godzilla, of course, with the help of this other kaiju called King Caesar, which is like half dog, half man, I guess. And then after that movie came Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. And that was when you saw me fight the monster I fought before, the 90s Godzilla, not this Godzilla, the other Godzilla. That was that kaiju. And then after that, yeah, I know. After that, jeez, why am I clearing my throat so much? Right. After that came Super Mechagodzilla, which is, like I said, they took the biomechanics from this monster and put it on a Godzilla's bones. Or not his bones, sorry, that wasn't his bones. But they made, you know, Super Mechagodzilla, and then he loses, apparently. And now, am I going back to the main screen yet? Please tell me. Thank you. God damn it, now I can show you which ones I'm talking about here. I was just trying to get through all that so I could show you what the hell I'm talking about here.
Right.
Because those of you who are watching and don't know Godzilla like I do, I understand your dilemma.
Yeah, you know way more than
Yeah. Okay, so Kaiser Ghidorah. This is from Godzilla Final Wars. That's not what I want. Here's King Caesar.
Right.
1975.
Ugh.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so after all the... I gotta show you the other Godzillas first. Excuse me, I don't mean to clear my throat so much. Invade... Okay, so this is from 1975. This kaiju right here. That's the first one.
Right.
Here's the second one. As you can, they're just different by slight differentials. And then those were the evil ones. And then when the Japanese got a hold of King Ghidorah, like I said, they made Super Mechagodzilla, which is him. And then after him came Kiryu. And not only that,
Kind of looks like
you're right, it kind of does. There's a good picture of him right there. But let me go down here. Evolution mode. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Okay. Okay, so Type 3 Kiryu. So this guy, he ended up having 2 movies, or 1, 2, 3. Crap. 2 movies. The first one was Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, which is this one. This Godzilla was built off of the bones of the 1954 Godzilla, or 54, which is the same thing as the 64. And he ended up turning out being a self-thinking robot, because what happened is Godzilla 2000, which I don't know why they don't have him in this game, but Godzilla 2000 ended up being roared in the did his classic roar, and then the bones that were in Mechagodzilla recognized the roar, so then Mechagodzilla went rogue.
No.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and started rampaging like he was the old Godzilla till his power source ran out. Then they took him back and they tried fixing him, and they were like, okay, it won't happen again. It didn't happen again. But as we learn in the next movie, which is Tokyo SOS, at the end, well, hang on, let me back up. At the end of Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, Mechagodzilla had this thing called Absolute Zero, which is this giant crystal in his chest that opens up and freezes anything, and it just disintegrates. So at the end of the movie of Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, they end up being in the water, and you just see this giant plume, like if a non-nuclear bomb went off, but if you drop a bomb in the water, you get that splash.
Yeah.
You get that splash, and everything else it's all just frozen all of a sudden. So you're thinking, okay, so Godzilla's frozen and dead. No. Instead, Godzilla comes up back to the surface, and he's just got this massive hole in his chest.
Damn.
And yeah. And then in Tokyo SOS, he has the scar from that, because this is like the next movie. And then what happens is they end up fighting again, and then the guy who's running Kiryu understands that the bones need to be put to rest, because there's the fairies, which are Mothra's friends here. Mothra has these two little girls that follow her around wherever she goes. They're little fairies, they call them. And they always speak in unison. They never not say one thing without the other one saying it too.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. And they they tell the guy, they're like, listen, you need to put Godzilla's bones to rest, because that's why this is not working, because it wants to just be in peace. This is not helping your cause. So at the end of that movie, the guy ends up being like, okay, I'm gonna do it. He ends up letting Kiryu pilot itself, and he gets out of it, and then he's up in a helicopter, and he literally yells at Mechagodzilla, be like, Kiryu! And I'm sitting there being like, okay, cool. However, Mothra had her movie, which was Godzilla vs. Mothra, back in 1983, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm actually gonna play the Mothra song for you right now.
The Mothra song.
Yes. I love this song. I stand corrected. 1992 was when Godzilla vs. Mothra. I stand corrected.
Apocalypse is coming.
Advertisements.
You're fighting
Gotta hate them.
a god. You're not students anymore. You're X-Men.
X-Men Apocalypse.
I don't care. Play the song.
Не так оно движется.
Those are the two fairies.
Yeah.
I freaking love that song. I don't know why, but I just do. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else can I give you a little background on? The one monster that I don't like is this one right here. Do you think... Try saying his name. Close. Biollante. Now this is one of the Godzilla movies that I don't want to see. I literally don't care for this movie at all. I don't. I don't even want. No, I don't. Because basically what they did was they took a girl who was according to what I believe I have read. Now I could be wrong on this, but I'm trying to give you the basic gist here. Basically, Biollante was a little girl at first.
Oh, shit.
She had a plant, or either she had the plant or they injected her with G cells, and she loved plants so much that she turned into this gigantic crocodile mouth plant abomination thing. Cause
Hey, the Japanese poison ivy.
no, you're right there. Exactly, the Japanese poison ivy. You'd be correct on that. Thing is that it's never sat well with me, like with how Biollante is set up and how he is. Like you know Venus flytraps, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he has like 8 to 10 tentacles of just Venus flytraps.
Weird.
And he's got that giant crocodile mouth, right? Filled with fucking teeth. Yeah. I don't like that one. I really don't like him. Huh? Probably to give him more of a facial expression. Yeah, I know. However, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, this is the one that you were like, oh god, look at that thing, it's hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, let me see if there's anyone else watching. Hold on 1 second. Nope, still got 3. I believe that's... Yeah. Okay, so, Hedorah. This was actually the first monster Godzilla ever fought.
Oh, yeah.
He's known as the Smog Monster. Basically, he's an entity, not an entity, what's the word I'm looking for? Personification of pollution. Yeah, that's right. And Godzilla is nature. That's what Godzilla is. That's the whole point of Godzilla. He's just nature.
Right.
You know, nature comes in, fucks shits up, and leaves. That's what nature does. But I never really liked this guy at all. I haven't even seen this movie either. 2 movies I don't really care to see. Is Hedorah and Biollante. Batra. I love Batra, but I hate him in this game. Burning Godzilla. Okay. So, this is the end of the Heisei series, where it's the after this one comes Godzilla 2000, which is this. He looks more like a lizard with a cobra hood. You know what I'm saying? Like he's you know Godzilla like that,
Right.
but like picture his neck a little wider and like it looks like an excess of skin on the outs. You know what I'm talking about, like a cobra hood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but with this Godzilla, what happened is he was versing Destroyer, which is basically this. It starts as a cell, and then turns into something bigger, then something even bigger, and then this giant, hideous, disgusting. Well, not disgusting. He actually looks like a demon. Actually, I might have a picture of him here. Hold on. Doobie-doo. Those of you watching, I hope you're enjoying this. I know I'm probably filling your head with a bunch of bullshit that you don't care about, but I appreciate you taking the time and listening. Let's see. Oh, I was just in this. Nope. That's versus mode. That's online mode. Come on. Where is he? Really? What the hell? Do I have to really go to... Okay, Kaiju Guide. Sure. There he is. That don't look pretty. Yeah. And like it says, awoken from its sleep on the ocean floor by the oxygen destroyer, which is the weapon built by a scientist in 1954 to get rid of the original Godzilla. As it says right there. I just closed my eyes and totally just thought of it myself rather than read off that thing, because I know that already. But, like it says here, the crustaceans can grow from micro bodies of 2 millimeters in length to chloride bodies and then to adolescent bodies. So it goes from, the embryon, little tiny thing to something that can be seen to something that you don't want to fuck with. Let's see. After appearing at Tokyo Aqualine construction site, they assaulted people with their micro-oxygen rays, which that horn on him, that's what that's what he shoots. They were then attacked by the SDF Maser freeze cannon. An incarnation of the oxygen destroyer appears as the final monster. So this is basically what that monster. Well, this is basically what the oxygen destroyer looked like if it was an actual monster.
Right.
And like it says here, to conclude the Heisei series, tenaciously attacking Godzilla as to put an end to him. Shocking imagery, such as the scene with the swarm of adolescent crustaceans attacking the police force, generated publicity at the time. This thing is 230 meters tall, a wingspan of 210 meters. Can you imagine that for a minute, dude? That's freaking crazy.
So his wingspan is almost as tall as he is.
Correct. His weight is 80,000 tons.
Fucking badass.
Yep. Alright, let's see here. This is actually my brother's favorite monster in the entirety of Godzilla, and it's Baragon.
Right.
This I might as well just read it because I don't know. I know minimum about him. Huh? Rider. Oh my God. Yeah, I just witnessed that. But yeah, as it says here, I'll just read the description because fucking, like I said, I don't know enough about him to just say things. Okay, so might as well start from the top. So a Mesozoic era reptile, Baronus dragon, having an extreme aversion to daylight, it normally lives below the earth, coming above ground at nighttime to feed by attacking and preying upon humans and livestock. It has strong muscles. It has strong muscles. It uses... What is the comma? Where's your punctuation, game? It has strong muscles. It uses to nimbly dig its way through the ground as it makes sport of its enemies. Thank you. Although it was killed by the artificial life form Frankenstein when it first appeared in Frankenstein vs. Baragon, that was his first movie. I knew that. And then after that, well, I think either before that or just after that came Battle of the Gargantuans. I don't know, you probably might have heard of that at some point. But, you know, Baragon was later discovered below Mount Amagi and protected in Monster Island, the film Destroy All Monsters, 68. That I haven't seen yet. I really don't want to because Milla looks like a retarded freaking, what's the word I'm looking for here? He looks like a retarded lizard boy. The second generation Baragon is controlled by the Calax. Yeah. To fight with King Ghidorah after Paris is attacked. Yeah. My favorite movie ever, though. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant All Monsters Attack, otherwise known as GMK. That's all people call it these days, is GMK, because that's a fucking long-ass name. This movie, actually, that it's mentioning right now, is the only movie left that I have from all the other Godzilla movies I ever collected in my lifetime. Because I sold them all, because I had so many movies here, I just sold them all. Yeah, it took me forever to get them, but then I was like, you know what, I'd rather have the whole collection anyway than just keep buying single movies when I know they're gonna be out there anyway. It's all good. In that one though, I can base most of my knowledge is based off of this movie for Baragon. Basically, all of a sudden in 2001, they decided to be like, oh, I just wanted to let you know, Baragon's a good guy, King Ghidorah's a good guy, and Mothra's always been good. Right. So, and of course, me being the 12-year-old that I was like, holy crap, this is a really good Godzilla movie. Looking back now, I'm thinking, what were they thinking? Obviously they just wanted to, you know, continue the plot, continue what they were doing, and all that. So they gave them a reason to have them in the movie. If you ask me, King Ghidorah should not be a guardian monster. I love the fact that he is, but he shouldn't be. Because according to the Godzilla vs. Gigan in 1977, or maybe 80s, 70s or 80s, Gigan and King Ghidorah were space monsters. So, and then according to 2001, King Ghidorah is a guardian monster, and he was technically just living underneath the earth in a specific cavern that some guy ended up falling into on accident. And King Ghidorah is supposed to have 7 heads. He's supposed to grow up and be 7-headed dragon. But because in 2001, when they made this movie, Godzilla was just pissed the fuck off with everything. Actually, that Godzilla was a reincarnation of all the soldiers that died in World War II. Which is why he had no eyeballs, just white eyes. So when that movie came out and everything like that, I was really ecstatic. I was really happy. But Baragon, I mean, 250 tons, dude. And this thing's small.
Yeah.
Its length, I think, alone is at most 30 to 40 meters. I mean, I know that tells you the height, but when he's standing up tall, like, I feel like that's 25 meters. Well, maybe he's 25 meters in length. If he's standing up tall, maybe that's what they did. But either way, it says their abilities, Magma Heat Ray. He didn't have any of that in 2001. All he had was his he didn't have anything, actually. He just basically just batted Godzilla around until Godzilla just destroyed him.
Right.
Let's see here. Who else can I tell you about? Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. Wait, I want to show you these first. Showa series. So this is the original Godzilla right here. Not bad. For then. By the way, those of you watching, again, if you have any comments at all, please don't be afraid to leave a comment, because I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I know I'm talking about something that, again, you might not even care about, But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. The floor is yours if you need it. Actually, speaking of that, I should probably check on the comments if there are any. Nope, no comments. I still got 3 people watching me too. Yeah, so it's just this Godzilla was the one that I was telling you about that ended up being destroyed by the oxygen destroyer. Alright? And then came this guy, my personal favorite Godzilla, the Heisei series. Yes, okay. A relic of the ancient Godzillasaurus species from Lagos Island of the Marshall Islands. This Godzilla mutated into a monster due to a thermonuclear testing conducted in the Bikini Atoll. Closely related to Godzilla, who previously wreaked havoc in Tokyo. Alright, so let me just give you a better idea about that real quick. In Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, what happened is King Ghidorah shouldn't have even existed in that time. What happened was aliens who look like humans trick the Japanese into thinking, hey, we're here to help you. We want to save you from Godzilla. Turns out later that they bring these three little tiny dragon things along. At the time when I first saw the movie, I didn't think it was King Ghidorah. So, turns out that when they're in the past, because they travel through time, they go in the past, and they're on Lagos Island, as it says there. There literally is a Tyrannosaurus Rex looking dinosaur on that island that one of the characters who they see in the present, they find him in the past leading the men into the war. Godzilla shows up, not being Godzilla yet, he's just a dinosaur at this point. And everyone's attacking him, and he ends up only destroying the American forces and none of the Japanese, because all the Japanese like ran away because they were like, oh my god, run away, like they do every single time they see a monster. Thing is that after Godzilla, goes off screen and all that's said and done, in the little thing, the little ship that they came in, those 3 little creatures I told you about, they end up letting them go. They end up, they're like, go ahead, go, whatever. Now, none of the Japanese people that the aliens brought with them knew about this at all until they get back to the present, and you hear one of the main guys saying, hey, just to let you know, we lied to you, and now King Ghidorah is gonna fuck your shit up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And then, once that's done, that's when Godzilla fights King Ghidorah and knocks off his head and shit. So let's see. What else do we got here? The 16th film, The Return of Godzilla, 1984, was a sequel to the very first film, 1954. Consequently, resaying the continuity. I don't know how you'd fucking say that word. A point. Thus began what would be called as the Heisei series, culminating in the epic 22nd film Godzilla vs. Destroyer in 1995. Now, if you look here, it says the weight is 50,000 tons. How much was Destroyer again? 80,000? It's unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll get off the Heisei series, and here's the Godzilla I was telling you about, the Millennium series, the one with the Cobra Hood looking thing. What are your thoughts on this one? I want to hear what your thoughts are.
I can see that they
Use the backspace.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, hold on. We'll go back for a second. Who's messaging
But
me?
I believe they're somewhere.
You can't see it on that one. Alright, here you go. See the spikes on him? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. My freaking video for you is delayed.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So what they did was they basically just wanted to be like, look, it's 2000. We need something etchy, something good, something crazy. So they gave him those, you know, those like mountainous spines.
Right.
And he went from looking like a lizard to having more of a cat face. And you can't, I don't know. God damn it, I wish I could, like, look at his eyeball that you can see there, and just on the right side of it, where the eyeball ends, there's, like, this little, like, it looks like an ear. Kind of, maybe you can't see. Well, basically, it's just a backwards ear. Yes. Yes, that's his ear. So they went with a different design, and this one, let's see, he weighed 20, this one's lighter, dude. Right? He's from 2000 Millennium Series, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, and that movie I didn't like. That's another movie I didn't like. Only because they literally, like, a Godzilla movie's not supposed to be so scary. It's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be giant monsters fighting, and you're supposed to either A, laugh, or be into it, or it's not supposed to be scary. It's not. But in Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, which is this giant... Ah, man, I'd have to pull up a picture or something. But, basically, Megaguirus is a demented version of Batra. We'll put it that way.
Right.
He has a longer tail, that literally, like, it's like this, dude. Like, this is his body, and this is his tail. It's like a hook. And he has 2 wings, and thing can move fucking fast, like like I think as fast as the speed of sound, if not a little faster. And what they did though, what I hate about that movie is they had the smaller, because before Megaguirus turned into Megaguirus, he was a bunch of little Megaguiruses that crawled around and didn't fly. And at one point in the movie, they had a guy and a girl. Went to go see a movie. And then they come out of the movie theater, he's pumping headphones, and they're drinking coffee. And the guy goes over to the trash can to throw a thing of trash. This thing, dude, comes out of, like, it's the first time I think I've seen a jump scare in Godzilla. The thing comes out, grabs him, and starts, like, I don't know, puts pinchers on his cheeks and starts sucking his blood out of him or something. I don't know, it was really fucking scary. Like, it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was corny as fuck, but, like, being as, like, 13, 14 years old, that fucking scared the shit out of me. Because I'm like, this ain't a Godzilla movie, what is this? Are we doing a horror film now? I thought this was supposed to be, like, you know, interesting, or at least comical, not, oh, let's scare the shit out of people. But, you know, and so, yeah, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters Attack. See, it's not showing you the right Millennium Series Godzilla here, though. That Godzilla looked more like the 90s, the Heisey series, just with white eyes. And then, see, here we go. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, and then the sequel to that was Godzilla Tokyo SOS. And then Godzilla Final Wars, which was one of the most epic movies I've ever witnessed. A lot of people don't like that movie, though. No. I thought it was great because they brought almost every monster in the kaiju book, almost every one, into one movie. They brought 1999 American Godzilla in it, and you know what they called him? Zilla.
What?
They didn't even call him Godzilla because he didn't earn the title, because they all knew how much that movie sucked. Uh. 152. Let's see. Where's Varen? Oh, that's from like a really old movie, 1968. His one and only appearance. And I don't even know anything about him. Who else can I give some information on? Alright, I'm gonna do this one, and then I gotta go. I got stuff to do. But, this one is Orga. He is basically another version of Space Godzilla, but his job, his goal, was to become Godzilla.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Basically what happened in the movie was this flying saucer came down from outer space and lands in the ocean. And then he floats into a harbor. And then he ends up getting out of the harbor and flying over on top of a building and just chilling there. And then when he's chilling there, Godzilla shows up, and after the main characters, you know, the main humans, do all what they're supposed to do with their electronics and figuring out all that other crap, destroy Orga for the final 20 minutes of the movie. No, I'll say for 20 out of the last 40 minutes, 20 out of the last 35 minutes, you see this monstrosity.
Jeez.
His power is, you know how Godzilla has his atomic breath, King Ghidorah has his electric breath, all this stuff. But Orga has this little circle. This little fucking thing. Maybe compared, well, I guess if you want to compare it to his size, I'd say it's 3 meters wide. That's about it. And it's sitting there right on his, you know, right next to his, like, head. It's, like, right here. And what he does is it's just this, it looks like a fucking proton beam or something, dude. Something, like, totally fucking ridiculous. But it's so powerful that it can just, it can push Godzilla, for crying out loud. Not even King Ghidorah's freaking electricity could push Godzilla. This thing has so much power it can just push Godzilla. So then after that, turns out where Godzilla figures out what Orga wants to do. He wants to eat Godzilla and transform into Godzilla. So Orga ends up dislocating his bottom jaw and opening this giant, like, how do I put it? Okay, you know the dinosaur from Jurassic Park, the first one, how he, like, had that, like, the flaps on his side of the head?
Yeah.
Okay. And he killed Newman? Well, those flaps, think of that, but, like, with, like, a few, like, claws at the end of them, and that's his mouth, like, open up, like, wide. So Godzilla's like, okay, alright, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go inside of his mouth, and he puts his whole body in his mouth. Because he tried using his atomic breath and tried fighting him, it didn't work. So he's like, obviously I gotta destroy you from the inside out. So Orga pretty much gets a quarter of him in, and you see him starting to transform into Godzilla. Like, his tail starts to transform, and then he gets halfway through it as Godzilla's in there, and then you see Godzilla's spikes glow. And you're just like, yep, game over.
Use the atomic breath.
That's correct. Just like that, boom, Orga's dead. However, I didn't like the movie to the extent of, yes, this is a great, great freaking movie. I liked only the fact that, the fact that they brought him into the series, because before him was Space Godzilla, and that was even worse than this movie. In my opinion, I could be, there are people out there that have totally different opinions on these things, but because I follow Toku Legion, which is like this group on Facebook that just talks about Godzilla all the time, or posts kaiju things or whatever, even Pacific Rim or something like that. And he basically, this was a better movie than Space Godzilla, because Space Godzilla it took forever to get through that movie. Forever. Space Godzilla's up in space, in crystals. You don't even know it's Godzilla at all. All you know is it's based on his genomes, which they call it G cells. They call it G cells for Godzilla cells. And he comes to Earth, and next thing you know, he just looks like Godzilla, but he's got these giant spikes on his shoulders, and... Wait, maybe I can find him. Here he is. That's Space Godzilla. He looks like a freaking... It looks like he was on crystal meth, and the crystal meth just took over his body. But what he did, and the way he gained power was, you see all those stalagmites around him? That's what he had to do. He had to raise those things from the fucking ground, just to get them to bounce off of his shoulders so he would have enough power to fucking do his breath. So... yeah. So Godzilla figured, and what makes it even worse is that this thing took Godzilla's son. And was like, hey, you gotta destroy me now in order to get your son back before I turn him into me. Of course, Godzilla beat his ass. Took him 2.5 hours. That was the longest and most grueling Godzilla movie I have ever witnessed, is this one. I mean, I can talk shit all day about Godzilla, but at the same time, I love Godzilla. Every movie, good or bad, it shows you just how much things can change in any series you have. I mean,
Right.
if Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really compare the two, but if you really want to put in comparison as best you can, Godzilla is Goku. He wins all the time. The only time he technically lost, besides, all the oxygen destroying all that shit, and him melting down in Godzilla vs. Destroyer, it was the fact that in GMK, which is Godzilla vs. Mothra, in GMK...
Giant monsters.
Yeah, Giant Monster All-Out Attack, yep. The humans ended up seeing that after Mothra's dead and brings King Ghidorah back to life, and then King Ghidorah dies again, and then, wait, no, he doesn't die, sorry, he just drowned a little bit, but some bitch had a freaking rock that could bring him back to life for about 5 seconds. Comes back to life, tries to kill Godzilla one more time, the Godzilla just kills him again. Then there's just this mist of gold mist, and first comes Baragon as a re-entry, being doing his roar, I tried, I failed. Then Mothra, and he's I tried, I failed. And then King Ghidorah, I tried, I failed. And then after that, though, actually, I'm actually gonna be able to keep this going until 1. Actually, now I'm looking at the time. I'll be able to go and get everything done by 1. Cool. Yeah. So I got to 1. And what happened was King Ghidorah ended up leaving a little mark. Compared, Godzilla's yay big, and he's got this big enough flesh wound where his skin is the tough outer layer's gone, and you got this one little wound. So what do the humans do? They're like, hey, we have this missile that you shoot it at the guy and it drills in, and then it boom, explodes. Well, then what they did was, ended up having one of the guys get swallowed by Godzilla. He's in Godzilla going like, you know, all around his intestines or whatever, and finds that one little hole, shoots the rocket, comes up, comes out, and this is at this point Godzilla's looking down at two humans like, I'm gonna kill you. Charges up his atomic breath after the explosion, because the explosion didn't affect him. He's like, whatever. And then he tries to use his breath. Well, what do you think happened? He couldn't contain it, and all, instead of going out of his mouth, it went out his hole. It went out that hole.
Shit.
Yep. So first he realizes it. First he's like, and then it goes out of him. He's just like, what? I don't get it. Tries again. I don't get it. What? Oh, what? Oh, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Ah! And then he falls over into the ocean.
Wow.
Tries one more time, and then he just explodes.
Explodes.
Yep.
Jeez.
But again, we all think he's dead. Now, at the end of the movie, after all the credits roll through, and you know those people that stay for the end of the movie, like seeing it as a cliffhanger?
Right.
Well, I used to not be one of those people, so I used to just get rid of that entirely and just eject the DVD or not even watch it anymore. One night I just said, you know what, fuck it, let's see what's at the end. Sure enough, there's like all this rubble and everything underneath from the destruction, right? Then you see a little heart just chilling there. And you're like, no. 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 Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Wah. Wah, 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 wah. Boom, boom. Wah, wah, wah. Boom, boom. Wah, wah, wah. Boom, boom. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na, na, na. And that goes right to, it goes to something else again. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, jeez, I'm crow. How do people come up with this shit? Yeah. Let's see. Who? Any other viewers? We still got 3. I still got 3. I want to see. I want to find out who's watching. Oh. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Ah, much better. Oh. Oh boy. You know that event that I told you about that I don't want to mention on live stream? You know that event that I told you about that I had that problem or whatever earlier?
Yeah.
It just happened again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me right now.
Jesus, man.
I'm not sick. No, I'm not dying. God, if I was dying, I think I'd know it. Well, thanks, man. Now I feel like I'm gonna die. Oh, shit. Alright, so I think that does it for the Godzilla segment of this broadcast. That was pretty cool, though, huh? Thought I'd give you some insight to some shit. Why not, right?
Insane knowledge
Yeah, you know, it's just a little something here and there. Alright. Let me see here. So, those of you who are watching, if you could please do me a favor. I'd like to see, a couple comments as to what you thought of this segment of my broadcast. I would love to know, if this was pointless, if you hated it, if you loved it. I just want some feedback. If you could leave a couple comments, I would really appreciate it. In the meantime, though, I'm thinking here. I had Grand Theft Auto in already. I already played that. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. So what I think I'm going to do for you guys now is I'm going to throw in Need for Speed and just cruise around and talk to you guys for a bit.